There are shows with psychics.
And there are shows with doctors.
But there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
and street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight,
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
In tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic
and the Doc, and it starts now. Hey everybody, welcome to The Psychic and the Doc, and I'm here with Dr. Pat after being on the road.
Yeah, Mark, we have to say to everybody, we had to do a couple of pre-records. No, what do we do? Whatever we did, we're back.
We're back, yeah. Well, you know, I've been on tour, and it was really wonderful. In the last 2 months, I've been in Houston, Sedona, San Francisco, Texas, Tampa, and Virginia Beach. And it's been just a really great whirlwind tour. I just was at the Edgar Cayce Association for Research and Enlightenment in Virginia Beach at the Reincarnation Summit. Wow. And so now we're back, and this is a call-in show, just like Dr. Pat said. Yeah. We have an interesting theme tonight, Dr. Pat.
I want you to kick it off with giving your perspective on this, because both of us have been speaking. I did a speaking at Dr. Darvish, so I have a different perspective on this than I think I had before last week. But give me the skinny on this.
Well, enlightenment, IN-LIGHTENMENT, is a term that I actually developed for my book, Evidence of Eternity. And we all hear the term enlightenment. You know, people say, well, I don't know about that, enlighten me. But enlightenment has many different meanings. And in the spiritual sense, it's connecting with the light, because the spiritual energy of the divine is described in terms of light. When it comes to understanding things, it's like I see the light. And enlightenment is acknowledgement of the light that is within us. And this is more than just a spiritual term. Scientists have discovered that our cells create light. These are known as biophotons. They're ultra-weak photonic emissions. And they were first identified in the 1920s by the Russians. And in more recent years, we're now able to prove that. So our cells create these flashes of light, which are invisible to the naked eye.
Yeah.
And MIT, Dr. Pat, actually issued a study a couple years ago that said our cells communicate. They're using light to communicate. And it's fascinating because this is white light. This is the same light that we see in the sun, the same light people talk about in near-death experiences. This is the same light people talk about in spiritual visions. And yet, from our cells all the way to the sun and beyond, there's this light connection. So enlightenment is acknowledging the light within.
I want to ask you about this because I know you and I, both of us, we get asked a lot of questions. And I don't know, or how should I say it? I don't quite understand how I got here from a logical, linear point of view. Okay, so let me just be clear about what I'm saying to you all. No, I don't have imposter syndrome. So I know my psychology buddies are like, she's got no, I don't have that. Okay. So what I'm saying is I was speaking with someone today, and it wasn't until you came up with the topic for today that I really have to think about it. And what I really thought about as I was speaking with someone today, within myself, I don't know what you want to call it. It's body, mind, spirit, emotions, energy, whatever you want to call it. whatever that is we see on the outside, it is really also within us. But it wasn't until around 40 years of age did the light bulb go on. So to be honest with you, I don't think I was aware there was even a light. So if there's not a light, I don't know if I could be like enlightened there, Mark, right?
Well, it's the spiritual journey is, it's not an easy one. It's a lengthy one. And look at the experiences you've been through in your life. I mean, you were essentially homeless. Okay. I mean, whoever would have thought, would you have thought that that homeless girl in New York City would somehow be the head of the Transformation Network, 20 plus years on as the star of the host of the Dr. Pat show, doing all these things, changing people's lives all over the world. And a lot of people that go through the spiritual process, it's in your 40s when many people start finding enlightenment and enlightenment, because when folks are in their teens, 20s and 30s, they have different motivations. It's more about, you know, career and fun and all that. And then you start getting to a point where you need more, and more not in the material sense. So the thing is, the time was right for you. The pre-Dr. Pat wasn't ready for that.
No. But I want to just say, Mark, I also recognize this, and I hope you can address this. I know you've got so much in your box. I honestly, I need to schedule a consultation with you. I'll call Rocky. I really do. I need about an hour of your time and hire you as a consultant, because I was reading back one of your books. I pulled out a couple of books. Today, I have a book next to me that I am going to use for the callers, and it is a book that somebody gave me at a time in my life where I needed it. And when I got it, I just like, you got to get that out of here. Okay, right? Power versus force. People ask me, are there any people that you wish you would have interviewed? And they always say outside of Jesus. I said, okay, yeah. And this man, Dr. David R. Hawkins, is one of them. And I missed my shot at that. But how does one know? This is not a trick question, Mark. How does one know when you're on the edge of enlightenment? And what I mean by that is at 40, a light switch went on for me. I wish I could say it was like, oh, I graduated. No, it was something happened at 40 and a light switch went on. And the person I was, I didn't recognize myself. But let's share, before we go to the phones, a little bit from your wisdom of how they knew. I know you knew from birth, right?
Well, it was always there, but I wasn't always acting in a very enlightened or enlightened perspective. It was there, you know, because it's an ongoing process. I think people realize that they're on the verge of enlightenment when your priorities, what is important to you, changes. And I think that there's no way to fast track it. You have to go through life. You have to go through living, and you also have to suffer losses. Because once you start losing people that you love and you begin to question, is there more to existence than what I can perceive with my 5 physical senses? And also you'll find that, you know, material comfort is great. I mean, we all want to have air conditioning, heating, you know, food on the table, a comfortable bed to sleep in. But when the acquisition of material possessions starts to give way for spiritual pursuits, that is when it starts to happen. Because in gain, there's loss, as in loss, there is gain. So when you start losing people and you start seeing and confronting the idea of your own mortality, I think those are some of the major factors that go into that verge of enlightenment, realizing that there is an energy within me that makes me alive and that it persists after physical death.
I want to go to a break because we know you and I were not here. But I want to ask you this question because I think it's going to be the theme. I've had a rough couple of weeks, nothing earth-shattering. But the rough points have turned out to be exactly what needed to happen to prepare us and me personally. I want to work with folks tonight to hold on to that light. I want to work with that. I keep a little thing. I want to go to break right now, but I want to start out. You're going to hear me do this. I was given this. Okay, it's on paper, folks. This is the way Pat works, right? No, I don't have it memorized. But I want to go to break in 15 seconds. And Emily, take us to break. But I want to start with this. It was a sheet of that somebody gave me of I am. And I want to start. And as we go to break, Emily, just fade out. I am blessed. I am able. I am successful. I am victorious. I am talented. I am creative. I am wise. I am healthy. I am in shape. I am passionate. I am strong. I am confident. I am secure. I am beautiful. I am attractive. And I want to say, I didn't believe that for most of my life. Let's go to break.
Beautiful.
Welcome back, everybody. Psychic in the Doc. And today, Mark, remind us what our topic is, and then we are going to the phones. We got some great people here waiting to chat with their loved ones and us too.
Yeah. Our topic is enlightenment, which is different than enlightenment. Enlightenment is an acknowledgement of the light that is within all of us. And it's a really fascinating phenomenon. And like Dr. Pat was discussing in our previous segment, this is not something that just happens. It is the culmination of years. It's an ongoing process. And it's kind of one of the rewards we get along the way in the journey that we call life. You know, you get to a point where you think, oh, I've been through all these terrible things. And then you start realizing I'm part of something that's bigger than myself.
Mm. And let's carry that in to our first call. Emily, please take us to the phones and our fabulous audience.
Of course. Up first, we have Christine from Milwaukee. Christine, you are live.
Hi, Christine. Thank you. How can we help you today?
Oh, hello. Hi. I just wondering if there's any connection to my mother or from Mr. Anthony.
Sure, Christine.
Anything. I'll take anything.
You sound like me. You sound like me today. I love your
Oh, I'm
openness.
sorry.
No, that's a good
No,
thing,
good.
Christine.
It's a good thing. It's a really good thing because listen, Mark's going to tell you about
Thank you.
this. Yeah, what you're coming in here is you're open. You're like an open vessel, right?
Yes.
It's got good energy. Do you love that energy?
She really does. And I
Go
love
ahead,
when
Mark.
people say I'm open to anything as opposed to I want exactly this. Christine, I am getting a female energy connected to you. And before we jump to the conclusion that it's your mom, let me describe what she's giving me. Okay, this woman, she looks like she could have been in her 70s. She could have been late 60s, early 70s when she passed. Actually, she may have been a little bit okay. And I'm getting a lot of pain in my thoracic, my mid back. So she was having some back issues, and I keep hearing thyroid. Okay, she was having thyroid issues.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay. And she also had kidney too.
Right. Hold on, Christine. And first off, thank you for your enthusiasm. I love it. You got, like Dr. Pat said, you got great energy. Wait till I say, do you recognize this, or does that make sense before you chime in? Because I want to get all the stuff, because they give me information in waves, like in increments. Okay, so we got your mom here. Now, the funny thing that she's doing, she's putting on white gloves, and I don't mean like rubber gloves. It's like the nice white gloves that a well-dressed lady would wear. Was your mom like one of these very elegant or very gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of fashionable. Does that make any sense? The white gloves.
Well, not per se, but she did like certain nice things to wear.
Okay. What about, would she been one of these women that said, don't wear white shoes after Labor Day?
Not per se, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay, because I'm getting all those things. And now she is, hold on, now she's focusing on you. And she keeps showing me the Scorpio time frame, which would run roughly between October 20th and November 20th. And the funny thing is, she showed me lots of pieces of candy corn. So that means something real close to the Halloween time frame. So right around the end of October, early November. This may not relate to her. It could relate to you or someone else close to either of you. This could be a birth, death, anniversary, or event in Scorpio, which is October 20 to November 20, births, deaths, anniversaries, or events with particular emphasis right around Halloween. Is there anything there?
Well, I don't know of anything offhand, but something could sure happen, you know.
Wait,
And she was born.
No, don't tell me when she was born. I want to stick to the Scorpio time frame.
Oh.
Remember, it may not relate to her. When a spirit gives me a piece of information, it is not always about the spirit. It could be about you or someone else close to you or to her in that time frame. So I want that to just sink in for a bit. Let's see what she
Yes.
wants. Now it makes sense. Go ahead.
Well, I can. My sister's wedding anniversary and her husband's birthday around that time.
Well, then that's a yes. Okay. And your sister's here in
Yes.
this world? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting all this pain in my molars. Now maybe your mom had issues with her teeth, but she could be referring to you or your sister. Is anyone having some dental issues, dental problems, or maybe just had some dental work done? But I'm getting a lot of things in the molars.
Well, I went to the dentist and I have a problem with one of my back teeth that will probably need to be addressed.
That's
if
a
that
yes.
helps.
You know, that's a yes, because your back teeth, that's one of your molars. This is how your mother is establishing a connection with me and letting you know that she's around you and aware of what's happening in your life. And she knows that you're going to get your teeth taken care of. And she said, you've always been very good about following advice, following like doctor's orders. So this is nice. I'm not getting one of
Yes.
these, oh, you're non-compliant, you're good. The other thing she said, there's no need for any forgiveness. There's no need for any forgiveness. And what she means by that is it seems like when she left this world, you and she, everything was
Oh.
fine. Everything was fine. She said there's no need for forgiveness. The way she left this world, it was between you and her are just A-okay. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Well, it's just, well, we didn't know. My sister and I didn't know she was going to die. So, and, you know, and I got all these calls from the hospital to come back, and we weren't there when she died.
See, so there's no need to blame yourself. There's no need for forgiveness. She said everything is fine.
Okay.
Just before I turn you over to Dr. Pat, did somebody have what do they call those, dachshunds? You know, like when the people call them the wiener dogs. Like there's a little dog that looks like a dachshund, the spirit of a dachshund coming through. Does that make any sense?
It could be my sister's old dog who passed away.
Was a dachshund or a dash hound, as some people call him?
Well, he was a little smaller than a dachshund, but yeah, it was. You could say he was a little smaller, but he looked sort of like one.
Okay, because the spirit of that being is with your mom. So you may want to pass that on to your sister that her dog came through with your mom, and they're both telling her, we love you and hello. So let me turn you over to Dr.
Thank
Pat.
you.
Oh, you're so welcome,
Thank
Christine.
you.
Yeah. Look,
Okay.
let me ask you a couple of questions because I think I could clarify. My mom, just to give you a reference, because this may help. This may help with the message. My mom, beautiful woman, dressed, always look great. You know what I'm saying? Always look great.
Yes.
Didn't always wear the white gloves for the holidays and all of that, but she had a standard for dressing. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think who Mark is referencing, correct me, Mark, if I'm wrong. There's a standard that some of us in older generations, my mom, grandma, they had a standard. For example, my grandma, she could never go to church without looking like, oh my God, right? She stayed in her like gown for all week long. But if she had to go to the church or something like that, and some of these people even dress up to go to the grocery store, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's going to help you identify the person.
I understand. No, I get it.
Good.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you understand the message Mark gave you?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes, certain things, the teeth, and my sister's dog was a little smaller, but he had a disability, and she took good care of him, and and I know she would love to know he was there.
Oh yeah. So what are you going to do with this message that came through for you?
Oh, well, my phone beeped a little while ago while I was talking. I think it might have been my sister because I told her I might be on the radio. I told her, and it just beeped, and I think that was her. I said, I'm not sure if I'll be picked, but in case, I'll let you know. So I think I'll call her right away.
I love this. I want you to really think about this because today we're talking about IN-LIGHTEN. And I want to leave you with an affirmation. Are you open for it?
Oh, yes.
Okay. There's an affirmation I'm going to pick from the I am list. I'm hoping it relates to you. You don't have to share it on air. But there's one that I'm picking based on what I'm picking up. Here's what it is. I am valuable, I am free, and I am redeemed. That's what I want to leave you with, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking my call. Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you. Wow.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. I'm going to buy your book too.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
good one. Yeah.
God bless
I'll tell
you.
I want to drink the water you're drinking. I'm just saying right now. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Emily, that was great. Who do we have now? I do. I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, up next we have Marjorie from Illinois. Marjorie, you are live.
Hi, Marjorie. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
You're in Illinois, right? That's like where Chicago is?
I can't hear you very good.
You can't hear me?
Can you hear?
Can
you
I
hear
put
us,
my
Marjorie?
phone on speaker?
Yeah, you should probably take your phone off speaker.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Are you off speaker?
Yeah, I'm off speaker.
Let's see what Mark can do to help you.
Hi, Marjorie. What can I do to help? What can I do for you?
I was just wondering if you hear from anybody.
That's usually why people call in. So that's a good question. Hey, Marjorie, I'm getting a male energy coming through. Now he's connected to you, could be on the parent level. Now he could be on your generational level, but a little bit older than you, or he could be on the like the parent uncle type level. And what I'm getting with him is my lungs feel like they're on fire. So he was having issues with his lungs, with his breathing. I'm smelling a lot of smoke. Seems like this guy may have been a pretty heavy smoker, at least at one point during his life. The funny thing is, I see him like he had dark hair, especially when he was younger. As he was getting older, there was kind of some streaks of gray in it. And I'm getting that like he slicked it back. I'm smelling like Brill cream, or it could be like Alberto VO5, one of those things guys that used to do way back when. And when he passed, I'm feeling more and more lung involvement. I'm getting difficulty with the throat, and I'm getting a sharp pain in my head. Now, the sharp pain in the head could mean that he may have passed quickly, but this could also be like a stroke aneurysm. But I'm getting that when he did go, it seemed like it happened fairly quickly. Does any of this make sense to you?
I don't think so.
No, I know, and I'm getting good stuff. All right. Is your father in spirit?
Yes.
Okay. How did he pass?
Old age and asthma.
Okay. Asthma affects your lungs, right?
Yeah.
Lung involvement. Okay. See, you got to be careful when you no, and shoot things down. I'm not picking on you. This is for the benefit of all the callers, because different conditions may have a similar physical sensation the way I experience it. And I'm feeling my lungs burning, and that's asthma. Now, when you say old age, people just don't die from old age. There's an actual physical cause of dying. And I'm getting this sharp pain in my head. He may have stroked out. He may have had a heart attack, because I get that surge of pressure in my head, and also I get the lung involvement. Do you know if back in the day he used to slick back his hair, or use a lot of like something, because I just keep getting this slicked back hair? Or do you know?
Maybe when he was younger.
Well, that's it. That would be a yes. Okay. Instead of me trying to get evidence to identify him, let's see if he can just give you a message. He is bringing me into the Pisces time frame. Pisces runs from February 20th to March 20th. There could be births, deaths, anniversaries, or events. Births, deaths, anniversaries, or events which could be connected to him, does not have to be connected to him, could be connected to you or someone else close to you between roughly February 20th to March 20th. Now, anything there makes sense?
My brother, March 10th.
That's Pisces. Is
Is
your
born.
brother on planet Earth or in spirit?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yes.
not real
What? Yes.
close.
He's on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're estranged from your brother?
Yeah, I haven't seen him since my father passed.
Well, see, now that makes a lot of sense why your father would be bringing your brother up. And the thing is, I'm sure that you have good reasons why you and your brother don't speak, but the issue is your brother. Your father, you haven't seen him since your father passed. Let's see what else your father. Hey, he keeps saying red, red wine. Remember that song, Red, Red Wine? Da, 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 da. Remember that song? All right. Is there anything either with that song, or is there something about red wine? Who likes the red wine, or do you hate red wine? I'm getting red wine.
We don't drink.
Okay. Not
don't know.
drinking could, hold on. Not drinking could be why he's bringing that up. Let me ask you this. A lot of times when I get the Pisces symbol, I get the two Christian fish. What is your family's religious background?
Evangelical Congregational was the church.
Boom, there we go. What it is, remember I said the Christian fish, that's how I get the Pisces symbol, and that's what I call a multiple meaning message. So when I get the Christian fish, that's a reference to, evangelical. He's bringing up the wine. Now, of course, Jesus drank wine, okay? Wine has a religious significance to it, but your family does not drink. I'm going to see where your father's going with this. He says your brother can be extremely antagonistic. Okay. Does that make sense to you in any way?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take
Yeah.
a pass. Go ahead, Dr. Pat.
I want to just get right to it. There's something heavy on your heart. I'd love to help you with it, but can you share what that is without going into too much private information? There's something heavy on your heart. My sense is, I could be wrong.
I lost my handicapped son 2 years ago,
Okay.
and my husband 18 years ago.
Okay. But you lost your son 2 years ago. How much do you know
Yes.
about your brother that you don't talk to anymore?
I don't really know much at all
Okay.
because he was living in a different country too. So
Okay. So what is it? I don't know how to ask this question. You called in for a reason. What was on your heart when you called in? Because we want to help
just
you.
wondering if my son and my husband would come in.
And so let me ask you a question. How did your son pass, if you don't mind me asking, if it's not too private?
He was nonverbal, so I
Mhm.
don't know what was going on with him.
Right.
He got real skinny and stopped eating and drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and they never told me that they found out what was wrong.
Wow. Wow.
Hold on. Let me come back
Wow.
here. If I may. Sorry, Dr. Pat. I don't mean
Please go
to.
right ahead, Mark.
Okay. When
Yeah.
you said your son was nonverbal, okay. But I'm also getting that he was fairly intelligent, or he had an intelligence about him, like he understood what was going on around him, but there was this inability to communicate. Does that make sense?
And he was profoundly retarded.
He's all right. He's telling me that he understood what was going on around him. Okay. And when he's talking about when he wasn't eating or drinking, picking up from him that there was a severe intestinal blockage, and it's almost like there was a mass growing inside of him. So I don't know if there was a tumor, or I mean, a tumor and cancerous. And with your husband, because there's another male with him, was there something with your husband that involved blood? It could be a bleed out or an issue with blood, because the man that's with him, I keep tasting blood.
He had a heart attack.
Okay, and
My
the
husband.
heart, what does the heart pump?
Blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So your son's there with your husband, and your son keeps holding up a watch and going click, click. He goes, I can read time now. Click, click. And he said, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. He keeps giving us the number 8 and keeps saying 8 o'clock. So there must be something about the number 8, which could be the 8th of any month, could be the 8th month, which would be August. It could also be a reference to 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. And it could relate to him or you or your husband in some way. But your son wants you to know that his body and his spirit were two different things, and that he is fine now and he is perfectly capable of communicating. He said you're eating a lot of garbage lately. He said you're eating a lot of garbage. It's like microwave, microwave, microwave. You eating a lot of microwave food or something? He's going microwave, microwave, microwave.
Yeah, I use the microwave all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
So see, your son who couldn't communicate in this world is perfectly communicating to you from the other world. And he
Absolutely.
wants you to know how much he loves you. He said you never treated him like a mutant. You never treated him like a thing. You always showed him love and respect. And your husband's got his arm around him, and your husband said, we can play baseball here. We can play baseball here. Interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
got to be something about baseball.
Yeah.
All right, now I'll
I
turn it back over to Dr. Pat.
I think that was helpful for you, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's a little bit more information. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit because this is not one of these situations. This is a gray area. And what I mean by that, it's less gray for Mark, but for most of us, you know, we're so close to things. It's very difficult. That's why I was asking you the question. There was absolute reason for you to call in. It was clear to me. That's why we went back, right? Because there was a message for you to get, and I did not want you to get off the call without it. Does that make sense? But I'm telling you, the big message is don't use the microwave. You got it?
Fresh
Yeah.
food.
You got it? Let me tell you why. It's not just about the microwave. I mean, I was telling Mark, I don't know if you heard me. I was telling Mark, I went to see Mary Jane Mack, who I'm hoping to get her on the show, but I went to see her and she did some great work on me, frequency work and otherwise, but she also muscle tested me. See, I don't use a microwave, but that doesn't mean my eating habits are any better than yours. So I want you to think, what are you putting in that microwave? Do you know what I'm trying to say? You don't have to say on air, but what are you putting in the microwave? You know, I grew up on TV dinners. Clearly, I love them growing up, but just be more mindful about that. Even though the message might have come in like that, the real message is, are you taking good care of yourself? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Are you taking good care of yourself?
I'm trying.
What'd you say?
I'm trying. I think I'm taking care of myself better now than when I was taking care of him.
Exactly.
He took a lot of time.
See, that's a big change. Let me just tell you. Everyone thinks that if you spend that kind of time and love with someone, right? And you're doing that great work and then you're not anymore, people think, oh, all right, you're free. No, you've got to go through that process. But I'm telling you, this message for you tonight is to really focus on yourself and doing something different. Okay. It really is. And it didn't come from me, right? Came from a son. So I want to ask you right now, on air, in front of thousands of people, what are you going to do starting tomorrow that's different to take better care of yourself? You don't have to throw the microwave out. I'm not saying out. But what can you do? Can
How
you
about
get
have
out?
a salad?
Can you get out? Can you get out in the home more? Can you get out of your house? Can you do something with friends? Can you plug back into a community you've never been plugged into before? You know what I'm saying? You have a great community where you live. Can you please do one thing? Can you please think about that and then write down 3 things you're going to do in the next month?
Okay.
You notice I'm not telling you what to do, right? You're saying, thank you, Dr. Pat. Thank you for that. Thank you for calling in. Okay. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Sue will get right on the phone. Before we do that, Mark, I know you're traveling. People want to know where you're going, what you're doing, how they can find out more, what you're up to. How do you do? Tell them how to find out all of that. Or we could give out Rocky's phone number right now.
No, don't do that.
No, I won't.
I'm going to invite everyone to go to my website, which is afterlifefrequency.com, just like my book, Afterlife Frequency. And I invite you to sign up for my newsletter. You can go to the calendar of events. You'll see, like, how to hook in and tune into the Psychic and the Doc every week. And it'll show you all my upcoming events. But sign up for my newsletter. And that's at afterlifefrequency.com. And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. I want to welcome all of you back to the Psychic and the Doc. And every Thursday, we're here 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then there's all the times in the middle. Well, you're here with me and my esteemed colleague, the one and only Mark Anthony, psychic lawyer, and so much more than that. 1-800-930-2819. But right now, Emily, let's go to phones. Let's see what Sue's got going on.
Okay, Sue, you are live. Welcome to the Psychic and the Doc.
Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Is this? Am I on?
You're live on air. Sue from New York. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. It's such an honor, Mark, to speak with you.
Well, thank you.
Good.
What's going on with your phone? We can barely hear you.
Yeah. Take us off
Oh,
speaker.
I'm sorry. Is that a little better? Is that a little bit better? It's an old, ancient princess phone, so.
Oh,
not
don't
up to
worry
date.
about
Oh my
that.
God, an
Yeah,
ancient
just-
princess
Still in the dark
phone.
ages.
Okay, but don't worry about that. Don't move it because I worked for the phone company for like 25 years. So
Oh,
what I'm saying about that phone,
okay.
it's a great phone. The problem is usually with the cable. So just don't move around a lot, okay?
Okie doke.
All right, okie doke. I love that.
I love it.
You're from New York, right? Where, like Brooklyn? What?
I'm in New York City, but I'm actually from the Southwest originally. But I've been here for 44 years, so.
Like you're in Manhattan or
Yorker now.
what? Manhattan or?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
you're right in the middle of it. Okay, I'm gonna turn you over to
Yeah.
Mark. Let's see what we can do.
All right, Sue, how
Great,
can I
thank
help you?
Well, I want to know what you got. I'm curious. I'm fascinated, and what do you see? What do you feel?
All right, hold on, Sue. I got a female energy coming through, and what I'm getting with her is she could be on your generational level, or possibly even the one below it, which would be like child, niece, nephew, but it seems she may be more on your level. And she keeps showing me super curly hair. So she had really curly, really wavy hair. And with her passing, I feel dizzy disorientation and this sharp pain in my head. So this could be a stroke, this could be an aneurysm, but there was something which is affecting her thought processes prior to passing. And I feel like my God, it's almost like my throat, I'm getting choked. So dizzy disorientation, and then her ability to breathe just getting cut off really quickly. Does any of this make sense to you?
No, actually, I'm sorry.
No, I know when I'm getting good stuff. There's a female connected to you who was dizzy, disoriented, something affecting her mental processes, and then her ability to breathe got shut down real quick. So this could be a stroke. This could be an aneurysm. Wow. And let me see what she wants you to know. Hold on. What's with you and driving? She's talking about your driving. She said you should never get behind the wheel of a car. And I mean, that's what she's telling me. What's up with that?
Nothing, because I'm a New Yorker and I don't drive. I don't even have a license.
Well, then that's a yes. Okay, that's a yes. And she's also talking about, are you having any issues or wait a second. We got another spirit coming through, another female, and I'm tasting a lot of sodium, a lot of salt. I'm getting edema, fluid buildup in my feet, my legs. So this woman was having a lot of water retention, fluid, like I said, edema, feeling swelling around the heart. This could be congestive heart failure or something else. This is a different spirit than the one that came in before. And but I really feel like my body is just really, really swollen, but it feels like massive fluid retention. Does this make sense to you in any way?
Well, it would be fluid, lung fluid issue.
Well, that's a yes. That's a yes. We got a tough crowd tonight. So what is her relationship to you?
Well, that would be my mother, who recently passed.
She recently passed. Okay, then she's coming
Yeah,
through.
in March.
Okay, hold on. Don't give me anything unless I ask for it.
Okay.
Do you leave your refrigerator door open too much? She's talking about you like
No.
standing. Would you wait before you shoot things down? She shows you standing in front of the refrigerator with the door open and staring at it. Now, I do stuff like that. Like I'll open up the refrigerator looking for something. But is there something going on with you either eating or like you're always in the refrigerator or you got the refrigerator door open all the time?
No, I don't really do that because I'm very strict with my keto diet. I'm very, very serious
And
about
that would be
very organized about it.
that would be a yes. Okay.
Okay.
They have to get me to the concept. And she's talking about you with the refrigerator, looking at it. And if you're super organized with your keto diet, that means probably your refrigerator and the way you eat and all that. So this is your mom letting you know that she's around. Okay. The other
Right.
thing is she keeps showing me a piece of jade. A piece of jade. Now, jade is a beautiful green stone. A lot of times when I get green gemstones, it's usually emeralds, and that's a reference to the month of May. But this is jade. So there could be something about the stone jade, or there could be a significance to jade. And I know Dr. Pat's real good with this type of thing. So I'm going to turn you over to Dr. Pat. There's something about jade. What does that mean, Dr. Pat?
Well, first of all, I want to ask you a couple things. Jade is the color green, which we know, and us fellow keto people, what I don't know about you, but I struggle trying to get anything green in that's going to be healthy for me. But I do want to talk about jade for a minute. Jade is one of those stones that has very deep qualities in it. And what I mean by a deep quality, it's ancient in so many ways. I don't know if you know anything about other cultures, like Asian cultures, right? If you know what they mean, jade is one of the, I believe jade is one of the most spiritual of rock that you can get. It does a lot of things for you. It comes in different colors, although Mark is telling you about green. He's telling you about the green, right? But the question is, why did you get this today? What are you getting jade for from a spiritual perspective? And let me ask you this question. It's going to be kind of weird. What have you lost faith in? Did you lose faith in something? I'm not talking religious, but something. Did something kind of bust your bubble? Did something recent
Yeah, I
bust your
guess
bubble?
that's a good way to put it. Busted
I'm
the
trying to be,
bubble.
we're on air, so I'm trying to be diplomatic here because I don't like
Right.
disclose everything for people. But did something
Right.
bust your bubble?
Oh yeah, lots of surprising things
That's
come
it.
out when people die and settlements have to be done. That's
Oh
pretty
my
shocking
goodness,
stuff.
that is exactly what I'm feeling right there. That is it.
Okay.
So here's what I want to say. We have a short time left, but I really want you to think about this. You're at a place where you can get jade. You're in New York City, but everybody goes online. You can get jade. But I want you to think.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to interject that I have so many neighbors that have suddenly had children, and I told them this is the year of the dragon, and you've had dragon babies, and I was thinking of getting some malachite for them, and malachite is for children and protection, and it's a green. So
Malachite is good for them, but I'm talking about you, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
That just was the green.
yeah, malachite is real. That's great. But this jade is a special jade. And by the way, thank you for bringing up the dragon because that's exactly what you need. That is exactly what you need. When you're taking jade and you get it in dragon form, you know what the dragon represents, don't you? Right?
What?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it represents fire, but it also represents cleansing. Everybody thinks about dragons as destructive, but not always. And so I want you to do two things. We don't have enough time for me to really get into it, but I really want you to look up jade. And I especially want you to look up jade spirit. And what I mean by that is, what is the energy that jade brings? Jade is also the name of a highly spiritual being. And so this is an energy that if you're going through, how should I call it? Let me just call it negotiations. Are you happy with that, Sue, that I used the negotiation?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Word? That's a good word. If you're going through jade and you're going through spirit, you're going through negotiations, this is the stone of abundance. It's the stone of healing. It's also the stone of courage. And you're being asked to stand in your power. right now.
Oh, good.
You got that? But you need that
Perfect.
jade stone. And if you can find a way to wear it or keep it with you all the time, it would be great. It's also a symbol of purity. It's also a symbol of serenity and nurturing. So don't get
Okay.
involved with the drama and the chaos. Carry it with you. It's a
Okay.
heart chakra thing. You know what I'm saying? The heart.
Right.
Okay. You need that for
Yes.
you.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank
good.
you so much.
It will help you. It
Beautiful.
will help you through the journey. Thank you so much. Thank you. What a great show,
Excellent.
Mark.
Thank you.
You bet.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and
Jade
Mark.
is super
for all the
important.
other callers, please call back next week because Dr.
Yeah.
Pat and I will be here.
Yep.
We will be taking your calls, and we've got an amazing summer lineup coming up. But we're here for you. We're the Psychic and the Doc.
Yep.
We're here every Thursday, same Transformation Network place, same
Yep.
Transformation Network time.
Yep. And for those of you out there that called in, Jade is going to work for all of you. I want to leave you with this. Jade is one of these beautiful, beautiful properties, and it comes in many forms. It is the symbol of purity. It's also serenity. It's nurturing, but it's also associated with the heart chakra and healing. So for those of you that called in earlier, I just want to say, especially for you, Marjorie, that when you called in, it is often associated with clearing energy, getting rid of low negativity. It attracts love. So please think about that stone to have close to you, physical healing. All right, you got that? And those people out, especially I want to talk to my keto friend here, that is also believed to promote physical healing, especially for the kidneys. And I know I have to be mindful of that. Mark, thank you for a great show. Emily, thank you so much. And you're the best audience in the world. We've got lots planned for you. We'll see you next time.
Hey, everybody, thank you for tuning into The Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.